Hello fans, hello friends, hello new people to my videos, and everybody else in between. I hope that you're all doing well. I wanted to make a video to explain kind of where I've been for the past few months. That's sort of my thing. If you know anything about me, is like I start getting hot and heavy with these videos and I keep promising, oh, I promise we'll do this and that and the other, and then nothing ever happens because of it. Well, here is why. So as many of you who might have or have been following me over the years, you know a lot about my personal history and a lot of the reasons why I am the way I am, why I don't do drugs and don't smoke and no premarital sex and blah, 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 blah. And it all boiled down to me recently getting financially secure enough to move on with the next phase of my life, which is a treatment for hepatitis C, which is a liver disease that I have, and I've had it my entire life. I unfortunately didn't find out about it until I was 19 when I gave blood to a blood drive at my school. I went actually to support a friend of mine who was doing it, and I thought, hey, I'll be the perfect donor because I haven't been out of the country. At this point, I hadn't been. I don't have any tattoos or piercings or anything. All those weird questions that they always ask you. And I'm like, I'm a virgin, no drugs, no drinking, all that stuff. So this is perfect. I'm going to go in there and hopefully change somebody's life. Blood grosses me out. Needles aren't so bad, but I hate the idea of like gripping a ball and trying to like squeeze it as they're like pumping blood. Ugh, I hate that. But I digress. So I gave blood and I didn't hear anything back. So of course I'm thinking, you know, my blood is okay, there's nothing wrong. And long story short, my grandfather eventually opened up and told me they detected a disease that's in your blood. And my first reaction was, oh God, I've got AIDS. Surely I do. Thankfully it wasn't. But that is not to say that I would ever shun anybody who was HIV or AIDS positive. I would never. I don't get all crazy scared about that stuff. In fact, there are just so many people out there that are far worse off than I am, and I want to go ahead and let that be the disclaimer. This is not a feel bad for me or poor Matthew video. None of that, because there are people that literally every single day of their lives is a million times worse than mine, and I wish that there was a way that I could reach out to them and tell them that there's going to be more positivity in the world, but I have to start with myself, and I have to be that positivity that I would like to see in everybody else. And it's hard. It's hard at times. When I found out that I had a liver disease that I was going to have for the rest of my life, of course, that it changed everything. It changed everything I thought about my parents, because they're whom I got it from, and it changed every idea that I ever had for my future. I just never thought that that was something that was possible for me. And the only real downside, aside from it like attacking my liver, is that I won't be able to donate my sperm if I ever wanted to have children with my own DNA. And that kind of sucks, because I always kind of thought that I would do something like that. But that doesn't mean that I will never have children in the future. It just means that I have to go about a different way. Adoption, hello! Let the gays adopt. Okay, we will make fabulous parents. That's a little side story that I won't get into at this point in time. So, yes. So now I'm 25, and I started my treatment in February. And I actually started chronicling it in the very beginning, and then I just kind of stopped, because I felt if I was going to document my life, I should document like the ups and the downs. And in the very beginning, it was almost kind of flatline. I wasn't experiencing as many symptoms as I was led to believe that I would. And of course, doctors, they want to tell you all the worst things that could happen to kind of prepare you, and that may or may not happen to you, obviously. And the hope is, of course, that they've over-prepared you and you're freaking out for your life and you're like, oh my God, is that so bad? So, I did get sick in the very beginning. I'm on the triple therapy. That involves an injection once a night. I'm so sorry, once a week. It's called Pegasus. I have to take, oh, I'm going to say the names wrong. Ribavirin or Ribapac or something like that. I can never remember the name of it. And then what is the other one? I know some of you know what I'm talking about. I can't collect my thoughts. It's actually amazing that I have this much energy, because I normally don't at this point in my life. And please forgive my demeanor. I literally got out of the shower and I was inspired to make a video, and I'm very rarely inspired these days since being on the treatment, and I'll go into that in just a moment. But so I just wanted to go ahead and do it before that inspiration was over. I am normally very, very bubbly, and I love to give as much of my personality out as I can, but since I've been on this treatment, it has been really draining. I mentioned that it was flatline in the beginning. Well, then it finally hit me. I was at a club with some of my friends, and I haven't been out in God knows how many months. And that sounds like so long, but it's really not. But I started dancing, and I could not tell you how hard it was for me to breathe. I literally had to stop every 2 seconds, and I had to keep drinking water. I was so dehydrated, and I thought, oh my God, I must be out of weight. Out of weight, is that wrong? I mean, is that right? I must be out of... What the hell am I trying to think of? I have no idea. Oh my God. I must be out of shape. Oh my God. I am so embarrassed. I cannot believe. Out of weight. I'm out of... That would be great. I'd love to be just like a lollipop stick. Okay. Woo. Well, there's a flashback to typical Matthew, because I do these in my videos, where I just all of a sudden forget that I'm a human being and that I actually know the words that I'm trying to convey, but I can't convey them. Anywho, so I was so out of breath, and I thought, okay, I'll just lay low. Since I'm out of shape, I'll just exercise a little bit more. But no, I can't. As much as I'd like to. You know well, many of you know, I love to dance. That is my go-to all the time. And lately I've been walking out in my neighborhood, but it's just, I've gotten, I'm almost halfway into the treatment now, and my throat is so dry. I have a really hard time breathing. It feels like my heart is constantly doing that, but I'm not able to catch up with it breath-wise. The itch. Anybody who is on this treatment can never, and I'm so sorry, I don't know what the heck is going on with my nose. That is not the itch I'm talking about. I am talking about this torrential rain of irritation that happens all over your body. And it feels as though there are ants living inside of your skin and touching every organ and vein and blood vessel and everything inside of you. And it just consumes you. And there is nothing you can do but scratch the shenanigans out of it. And of course people tell you, don't scratch it, that's going to make it worse. Luckily, I told my doctor about this, and the nurse prescribed me, I think it's called Atarax or Anthrax or something like this. It's a white powder, and no, it's not really. I think it is called Atarax, and it's just a pill that I take several times a day to help with the itching. Oh my God, if I didn't have that, I was popping Zyrtec, Motrin, any antihistamine that I could find. Benadryl. Yeah, I'm totally going to be a pill popper by the end of this. But just don't hold it against me. Maybe I'll be more kooky and more likable. Like I need help with that. So, I'm almost at the end of my treatment, and, well, I'm halfway there. And they said that the first 3 months were the worst, and after that it starts to taper off. I really hope that it does. Because it's just so hard climbing up and down stairs, walking, breathing, talking. I feel like my grandfather, when he was alive, the way that he would like walk just from the house to the car, and he would get so out of breath. And I used to think, that'll never be me. And here it is me. It's just so hard. And I'm so very thankful that I've gone through this experience. It's really been a humbling experience. It allows me to realize that truly everything that we do in our life is important because it affects generations upon generations of people. And I'm so glad that treatments have gotten so much more advanced, and I'm doing really well on it despite all of my symptoms. My doctor has every reason to believe, and he's led me to believe, that if I just keep up and keep doing what I'm supposed to be doing, that I'm going to have really positive results in the end. If you don't know anything about the virus, and I don't expect you all to go and Google it, and maybe I'm even informing it incorrectly, but what they're really trying to do is get my viral load, that is the virus that is surrounding the liver, they're trying to get it to be undetected. And it starts off with millions of the virus just attacking your liver. And on this treatment, it's supposed to get it down from millions to tens of thousands to thousands to hundreds to undetected, and that's the goal. I'll never be completely cured of it. I'll always have it. But the damage that has already been done to my liver will cease if I am a positive story in the end. So I'm hoping that everything that I'm going through will provide positive results, and I'm gonna stay that way. And it's just really been it's been a dreadful experience. I'm not gonna lie. I don't feel like myself anymore. I have no desire to do anything except everything that I know I have to do: pay bills, wake up, make the bed, take a shower, feed the cats, feed myself, go to work. But I'm just so glad that it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Now, I've noticed that my hair is starting to fall out a lot more, and that freaks me out because I'm all about some hair tossing, and the idea of me losing my hair is kind of scary. But I always have to remind myself that there are people with far worse off diseases than I am, some that still may have this disease and be far worse off than I am. So to complain about a sore throat, which I can fix with water, and losing of hair when I can buy a lace front, it's really not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things. I think that this experience is really going to help propel my career in the long run. I really hope that it allows me to reach out and talk to people and educate them on how important it is to enjoy your life, but take care of it, to preserve it. I wish that there had been somebody back in the day to explain that to my parents and the millions of people that made poor choices. But at the same time, if there were, then I wouldn't be here today being able to share my message. I've seen a few videos of people who are going through this and they're chronicling their experience on the treatment. And I don't think I'm going to do that because I really don't want to, aside from this video, talk about the negatives. I want to just keep talking about how great it's going to be to get my life back on track, to be healthy, to go out there and send a positive message and try to be as good of a person as I can be. It does kind of mess with my mind a little bit. I had a customer actually tell me not too long ago, "What's wrong with me? I look really tired." And I really was just like, you bitch. That is so not a nice way of telling me that I look like shit. Like, I know that I do, and it's because I'm kind of dying. No, not really, but like, I just wanted to be like, really? And why do you have glasses on like this and your scarf around like that? What are you trying to hide? How do you really feel? But I didn't. I was just like, oh, well, I feel great. Thanks for asking. Really? You just look like you didn't get much sleep. Actually, I got a good 8 hours last night, and I'm really great, so I don't know why you feel that way, but thanks so much. It's people like that that really just make me realize how great it is to have the support that I have. And I haven't really shared this because I really haven't been in the spotlight on YouTube and stuff, and I still watch YouTube tutorials, and I kind of think, God, that could have been me. And I see some Twitter pages, and these people have like 50,000 subscribers, and I've got a measly like 957. And I think, wow, a few years ago, that would have been me. I would have been traveling to New York and California and talking about makeup and how great it is and stuff like that. But I think that this is my calling. I really do. I love makeup and I still love fashion and things like that. But it's so important to me to work on the inside and let that be what shows. And it's great to have visual images of beautiful people and beautiful scenery and things like that, things that inspire you. But what's inspiring to me right now is just keeping upbeat and trying to give that to everybody I can. I'm not always going to be. There are going to be times when I'm cursing like a sailor, saying awful things about people that I feel are awful at the time, and maybe they just don't know. And it's my job to show them, you know, this is what's happening to me, and this is what I'm going to do to fight it. We have cancer survivors. We have people who are living with HIV and AIDS every day. I have a friend who lost her leg in a car accident, and she is the most positive person I can think of on this planet. So all I can say is to all of you who are fighters and anybody who's watching this video, there is something or someone that you are fighting right now. Just stay strong. Don't get violent. Be positive and smile as much as you can. And to all of my friends and to all of my fans and my family, everybody who watches me and wants to see me succeed, and even those of you who watch me just to see me fail or because I talk like a faggot drag queen, whatever the case may be, I just want to say thank you because you have put so much perspective into my life and you've made me realize how important it is to share that love and share that message as best as I can. Have a wonderful night, make good choices, and thank you for listening.